Hello everybody, this is going to be an epic battle between all 5 major browsers: Opera, Mozilla Firefox, Safari, Google Chrome, and Internet Explorer. I'm running all the latest versions on Windows 7 Service Pack 1. You can check out my computer specs in the description. Now this will be covering speed and performance a little bit, mostly features and UI, because most of the tests I've seen have covered more speed, and personally I think all these browsers are fast enough if you're on a newish computer. So I'm more concerned about the user experience for me. So this is what this video will be covering mostly. And let's get into it. Here are just the results of my only performance test from Peacekeeper. As you can see, Chrome is on top with Opera not far behind, and then Firefox, Safari, and Internet Explorer are rounding at the bottom of the bunch. This is just the overall results for each category to see which browser is best of what things. As you can see, Opera wins for both rendering and social networking. Chrome wins for complex graphics and data. And Opera also wins for DOM operations, and then back to Chrome for text parsing. First up, we have Google Chrome. Now, this is what Google Chrome looks like when you open up a new tab. You have your web apps right here, which we'll get to those in just a minute, your most visited sites, and your recently closed sites. You can click here for all your options. There is no menu bar. You can't even access it if you press Alt, which could be a downside to some people. There is the options menu. You go and access all your options, and you can get themes like these below, and it'll completely change the lookout, similar to the personas in Firefox. There's also the extensions, which has a nice supply of extensions available, and it is a pretty large supply compared to Firefox add-ons. It's not quite as big as that, but it's still a very nice sized extensions store. There's also the web store, the web app store, which you can have some paid apps, but mostly these are free things that you can access, like so. Just open up, here's your apps, click on them like Plants vs. Zombies, you can play the game. But you can also access these things in other browsers for the most part. You can just copy and paste a link, so it's just like shortcuts more like to me. So I don't really understand it completely, but it's still pretty cool. Overall, that's pretty much Google Chrome, and it's simplistic. You can also pin a tab like so, but it will not reopen up at launch. It's not like app tabs. So that's about it for Google Chrome. Next up, we have Opera. Not a lot of people use Opera. It's kind of an underused browser, but it's a very feature-filled browser. There's an very small selection of extensions, but it's still there and available. There's also custom skins that you can use to customize Opera and the look of it, kind of like the like themes or something on Firefox. You can change it to the Windows native skin. You can find more skins available and add special effects. There's all these different kind of things. You can change the color scheme. There's also this status bar down there where you can change all that kind of stuff. There's Opera Turbo, which can speed up your connection on slower things. There's a thing called Panels, which lets you access all your things. Bookmarks, widgets, which we'll get to in a second. Notes, downloads. There's also a BitTorrent client even on here. Yeah. There's the cool thing is widgets, which is one of the most unique features. Let's just open up one, and it's kind of like the web apps thing, but it's exclusive. You cannot use this in any other browser. So it's basically just a game. Yeah, there's other things like the sketchbook thing, which you can draw in. There's all kinds of different things available. New ones coming out all the time, all these different kinds of categories. You can pin a tab just like you can in Chrome. And there is the menu thing right here. Just cool. You can do the bookmarks bar type thing. It's pretty much like Firefox up here. Well, I think Firefox basically copied it from them. But yeah, it's very, very unique. You can also show the menu bar, just old school look, which is pretty cool, and it's very customizable. There's also the speed dial, which comes up when you open up a new tab, and you can access all your favorite visited sites. You can customize the look of it and how many speed dial options you want in the background and all that kind of stuff, which is really cool. Overall, I think Opera is a great browser choice. Next up, we have the big giant Firefox. Now, one of Firefox's main boasting features is add-ons. There's millions of them. I don't know about millions, but there's a lot of them. I mean, look, over 2 billion downloads for add-ons. I mean, that's just incredible. There's an add-on for basically everything you would ever need. Everything and anything. There's add-ons for tabs, add-ons for shopping, games, anything. I mean, it's just amazing. Everything you can do. I like this one I have right here. It kind of looks like the Opera speed dial. You can customize that, make it look all 3D and awesome. I have this thing up here which changes the Firefox default button color to whatever color I want it to. There's also panorama view, which is really cool. Kind of messes up with this Fox tab thing, but it's there. Yeah. But you can add things to folders, add different tabs to folders. You can create new tab folders. It's really cool. There's the Firefox button, which is pretty much like the Opera button. But you can also press Alt and access the old school menu thing, or you could default it to the old school menu thing. It's really, really customizable browser. It's fast. It's cool. I mean, I like it. You can also do app tabs, and it'll stay there and open up at launch. It's just a really nice browser to have. Next up, Apple Safari. Now, Apple Safari does not look anywhere near as good as it does on a Mac. So it'll look a lot different if you're using a Mac. The tabs are at the bottom on this one compared to the other browsers. Settings are right here. There's bookmarks. I had to add in the home and tab thing, because otherwise you have to press Alt-Tab or click a whole bunch of times here, which is weird. But some of the good features about it are the bookmarks thing, which looks kind of cool. Whoa. And your history type thing shows up your top sites like this, and your history looks like CoverFlow and iTunes, which is kind of cool. So yeah, but overall, the interface just looks kind of clunky and not very user-friendly type thing. There are a decent selection of extensions, but not anywhere near as any of the other browsers. Just scroll through them right here. Overall, it's not my favorite browser. I would not suggest it to the average user. It's kind of clunky. It's kind of a rant, but yeah. That's about it for Safari. Last but definitely not least, we have Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer has been getting a lot of bad raps the past few years, and for good reason. But this has kind of all changed with Internet Explorer 9. It's a decent browser. Now, it might not be for you personally, but it's pretty unique looking and kind of takes some stuff from Chrome, like this most popular site thing. It looks pretty much like Chrome. But you also have the old school menu bar thing right here. You have your options over here, favorites, and your home button. There's a little bit of wasted space up here, which I don't really like. But by default, your tabs are on the same bar as the URL. So for the average user, is not going to be using a lot of tabs, which is kind of nice for them. But since the average power user doesn't use Internet Explorer, it's not really a point to put it there. But I put it down here just for me. Now, some of the nice features are the omnibar type thing, just like in Google Chrome, but it has a different feature to where you can access all your search terms down here, which is pretty cool. There's no search bar on the side thing. There also a unique feature is you have a nice selection of add-ons. They're unique add-ons, and you can also start. The most unique feature is pinning sites. Now look at this. I'm just going to go to a site like maybe called YouPorn. What? I don't visit porn sites, I promise you. But I'm just going to drag it. Look at that. It looks pretty cool. Drag it down to my Windows 7 taskbar. I don't know if I doubt this would work in Windows Vista, but look, it turns red and it looks really cool. Kind of useless unless you like visiting your sites just like that, but it's only available in Internet Explorer, which is kind of cool. Again, a good selection of add-ons. Pretty weak though compared to Firefox and Chrome though. But I think Internet Explorer 9 is a nice entry to the browser wars. Definitely a big step up from the other versions of Internet Explorer. But then again, it's not available on the largest used OS, XP. So that's about it for Internet Now time for the roundup. You've seen all 5 major browsers. Now, the question is, number 1, which one is for you? And number 2, which one wins? Now, everybody's going to have their own opinion on their favorite browser. Now, Google Chrome, people might choose that because of its simplicity. They like the whole web apps thing. They're a big Google fan. Or just because it's fast. Opera is a very fast performance also. It also has the widgets thing, which is really, really cool. And it has a lot of good customization, though not as good as Mozilla Firefox. Which brings me into Firefox. People choose that because of customization. And Safari, the cover flow thing and the top visited sites is kind of cool. Other than that, Apple fanboys maybe? Yeah, I don't see much of a reason for using Safari personally. I'm sorry, but don't mean to be an Apple hater, but yeah. Internet Explorer, the whole app, pinning your favorite websites to your taskbar is pretty cool. It has decent performance, and I kind of like their take on the Omnibar thing instead of Google Chrome's take. It's kind of a little bit more customizable, I would say. Now, my personal favorite browser is Firefox because of customization, but for a sheer winner, I'd have to say Opera because of all its unique features, and it has brought the most to web browsing over the years. It's kind of brought up all those unique features, and all the other browsers have kind of taken from it and used it for their own personal gain, and where Opera's just kind of stayed just a quiet contender just in its little, 2% browser market share. So for overall just unique features and performance, I'd have to give Opera the nod. So that's it for my Browser Wars video. Hope to see you guys again soon for another video. Please leave your comments on your favorite browser below. Remember to like this video and subscribe. Bye everyone.